Welcome to the Crazy Dre Podcast Show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are having a podcast and having a guest. Today, folks, we have a guest, a Detroit Tiger fan, a young lady that is a Detroit Tiger fan, and she and I and a couple other people, we watch the Tigers week by week or time to time. So this is Carol. Carol lives in West Michigan at the moment, and she decided to go on this podcast. So thank you for showing up on the podcast.
You're welcome. Nice to be here.
Thank you. So Carol, we noticed that when we talk at Pepino's or B Dubs or Buffalo or Bridge Street Bar on West Side, Grand Rapids, you sometimes take a road trip to Detroit.
That's true.
What is it about you just like, you know what, I'm just going to take a road trip to Detroit, and you just decided to go by yourself?
That's correct. It's simpler to not involve more people. And so that's generally what I do. Takes about 11 hours round trip. So
Okay.
driving there, I go to the game. I stay till the last play, and then I just go to the parking garage. I generally park at Greektown. That's kind of the easiest place for me to navigate. And except this last time when I went, there was a bunch of construction. So then I had to figure something else out, which was not easy for me. I'm an older person, and so using the flow codes on the parking booths and things like that, it can be a little bit challenging. But I persevered and managed and got into the stadium. I have my favorite seat, probably one of my greatest things about most recently, because it's taken me a while to find it, but it's above the Tigers
Dugout.
Thank you. All I could think of was bullpen, but dugout is the correct word. And it's in that lower section above the there. And so the sections, like the row starts out really long at the bottom, and the further up it goes in the section, it gets narrower. So at the very top, there's one seat, and it's perfect because there's no seats behind me, so I can stand up. There's a little bit of concrete there to the left, and so I stand up a lot during the game, and there's no one behind me that I'm blocking.
Okay,
Plus,
yeah.
you don't have the people going in and out, right? I mean, so I jump up, I go up a couple steps, go get refreshments or whatever, and then it's really and there's another identical seat to it on the other side, on the opposing team's side, same place. But so there's really, just as far as I know, what I've found is there's just two of these kinds of seats. But so also you get to talk with the ushers there, and generally the ushers are super nice and helpful. And so my plan for the not too distant future really is to be an usher. So I'd like to move downtown Detroit and live there, and then just as a part-time job, or maybe even full-time by that point, work as an usher. So I like visiting with the ushers. It's kind of interesting. They get the game schedule on the first of the month, and then they pick their own schedule. So if they're going to be gone for a weekend, but they've got to work a minimum of 30 hours. So, a month. So that doesn't seem too difficult, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's kind of part of my motivation for engaging and going right to the games. But the atmosphere is great. I think we miss a lot on television because you don't get the pregame and the anthem, the singing of the national anthem, and then this past time I was here, they did a 9/11 kind of a special tribute, which I really wish they did show it on television. Some of those special things, I think that the audiences would really appreciate it. But so you miss out on a lot if you're not there.
And then, do you eat at Tiger Stadium? Do you go out?
I do. No, I eat pretty much there. because I'm the reason I'm there is to be at the stadium, and there's just so much there to um, investigate. There's a lot of shopping. There's a lot of history and museum stuff, and um, yeah, I just like hanging out at the stadium.
Do you have people that you know by first name now that you
No, surprisingly, no. But
nice.
a couple of these ushers, I am kind of getting to know them, but not really anyone else too much.
Okay.
Um,
And what's your favorite thing to have to at Tiger Stadium?
Mm,
You love to
I'm
eat
not
there.
a big eater, so I can't remember what I had last time. I'm not yeah, I'm not a foodie person, so I'm more of a beer drinker.
Yeah. There
So
you go.
that's probably you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
and I'm doing it safely and all that, and I generally do have something to eat. It just depends
Okay.
how hungry I
That's good.
am or whatever. But yeah, so I was a little bit annoyed this past Sunday because, football has started now,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
I went to like 5 different places trying to get the
It
management to put a Tiger
Tiger.
game on one of the screens. And
Yeah.
finally, I went a couple places up on Michigan Street and a couple over on Bridge Street I went, and then downtown here a couple places. And finally, I got to Wild Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, and they were willing to put the Tiger game on a screen there. But
All right.
it was like I had to look through this wine glass rack, and then
Yeah.
to get to see the top. But it was fine. I mean,
Mhm.
I did appreciate them putting it on. So, but
Mhm.
it's kind of an annoying time of year, especially with the Tigers doing well. So
Yeah. Yeah. And did you try the Stray Cat? Maybe
I
because
didn't.
maybe they would
Where is
just
that? I don't even know where that is.
that's a little further down from where Bridge Street Bar is. So it's
Oh,
still
okay,
on the street, but you just
okay,
go down
yeah. I guess I
west.
need to find a more of a so like places, establishments call themselves like sports bars, but when it
Yeah.
comes right down to it, they're really football bars.
Yeah.
And then the other sports kind of support them through the rest of the year,
Mhm.
but
That's true.
it gets to a point in time and there's just and partly it's their patrons. I get it. There are
Yeah.
more people there that want to watch football, but it seems like they could have just one television. I mean, one place I asked and management said, well, they had their 37 receivers were busy. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a
enough about
difficult situation now that you got football season. The good news for you this week, Sunday, the Tigers are on Sunday and the Lions are on Monday night.
See,
So
that's
you'll be able to
perfect.
so you'll be able to go somewhere, and
I agree.
then Monday night you'll be able to go to watch the both. I think they'll put both the games on somewhere else.
Yeah.
Detroit Tigers. Which player right now is your favorite Tiger? Which one do you
Mhm.
like follow the most?
Man, so many of them are so good, but I guess Javi is my favorite.
Obvi-
He
Yeah,
has been for a long time. Yeah, Baez.
yeah, and he's finally getting out of that slump from last year to this year.
Yeah,
He, he's
kind of up
playing.
and down.
He still goes for bad pitches, yeah, but he plays
Occasionally.
outfield and shortstop and second base sometimes. So
What an
he,
athlete, and out in the field now. I mean, he's
yeah,
what, playing
he's
center,
everywhere.
right?
He's
Yeah,
everywhere. And then, what is your biggest concern about Detroit? I mean, we got Tarek Skubal almost got hurt on his left side. He
correct.
did something or whatever, and then he's just fine as a negative. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Jack Flaherty only plays well when he pitches against good teams, and he's like now and then sometimes. And then
Mhm.
Casey Mize, which he's better than he was couple years ago when he was hurt, obviously. But
Mhm.
we we're kind of trying to find the fourth and fifth pitcher, huh? And
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the guys that we've got came from another team, and now one of them is a bullpen pitcher, Chris
Yeah.
Paddock.
Right. Right.
So, and then Finnegan was hurt, and they put him on a 15-day IL list. So, that's just one of those things that the Tiger. I mean, it's baseball, so it's a long season. You have to kind of ride it out. We got Cleveland Guardians next at home, and
Yeah.
that's going to be a tough series. Even though
Yep.
we are like 8.5 games up, I mean,
Mhm.
still, you just don't want to give them momentum, and you don't want to start having a losing streak when the Atlanta Braves show up the weekend.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
you
You're right.
stay down. So, how did you become a Tiger fan? Where'd you get this, like,
My
motivation?
dad.
Your dad did?
Yeah, so my dad passed away 17 years ago, but
Okay.
before that he was quite ill, and so he had a pretty lengthy illness, and I spent a lot of time with him, and that's what we did is watch baseball.
Yeah.
And yeah, in I wish I understood it better. There's so much to it. I don't think people really understand how complicated it is and all the rules. Um, and I'm not saying baseball is different from other sports. I suspect that that's the same thing across the board for all different sports. Um, but yeah, that's primarily how. So I really haven't been. I'm not a lifelong baseball person. I've maybe 20 plus years that I've gotten really interested in it. But yeah, it's primarily from starting to watch it with my dad.
That's cool. That brings you back good memories, right?
Well, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just a good, there's just something about baseball. It's just it's entertaining. And then like you said, it's a long season. So there's a lot of it. So if you're a person that can't be super active and be out and about, it's really good. It's good entertainment during
Yeah.
those times.
It's easier. Well, it's just easier to catch up with the games if you miss one or two than the NFL season, or like, oh, we lost 2 games. How do we do that? And then the
Yeah.
lines are above or below 500, and 2 games can kind of nail it to the playoffs. Where baseball, it's a lot of ups and downs, and you can listen to it too. So you can be at work and listen to the game and just know what's going on. With football, you can't really hear, or you can hear what's going on, but you don't know what's really going on. So that's one
There's
of the
so many more moving parts, right?
yeah,
It,
yeah,
football.
yeah. One thing I would tell you is you should get a baseball uh, playbook, and
Oh,
those playbooks will give you what the whip means and what
yeah.
and all that stuff and all those little stats, and then you can just kind of follow it. Some people will get a baseball book and follow the game and everything, like to get the first batter gets hit, and then you mark it down, and
I
it's
see
like,
people doing that at the games. Yeah.
yeah, it's very old school. It's very something a lot of the old guys would do. It's part of their DNA, part of their way to keep up with the game, and then they talk it with their friends with what's going on, and they get
Yeah, I
more of
think
it.
it would help me stay focused because I can tend to wander, sometimes just get distracted. But I
Yeah,
really do try to watch the game when
yeah,
when
yeah. And do you ever go downtown Detroit and just hover around or anything like that, or do you just go straight?
no, I go straight to the game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you just
Maybe someday I will, but really it's an 11-hour day doing that. And so I think if ever I like stayed overnight in Detroit, I went to a Saturday game and a Sunday game or something, and so had that extra time, I definitely would check it out, but that hasn't happened yet.
have you gone to any of the Detroit Tigers playoff games?
I
Like,
did. I went last year to one. Yep.
did you? Was it
Yeah.
ex-
Yeah.
was it
No, it wasn't
expensive?
too bad. No, of course, I was looking for one seat, so that sometimes helps, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just like $120, I'm going to say. So definitely affordable for something special. I've also gone to spring training, which was super fun.
In Florida?
And yeah, yeah, yeah. And I stayed where each of the ballparks were within an hour.
Yeah.
So if Tigers were playing away, I still only had an hour to drive.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and it worked out really well. And so, I just went to a handful of games in a week's time, and it was just, yeah, it's a way different atmosphere. It's very cool.
Huh. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anything that you would consider? You said you were considering moving to Detroit, be an usher.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
when do you plan on doing that? Anytime soon? Or are you
It
going?
might be. I'm going to apply in, first part of next year. Like I was looking at it, um, even now, but they're not hiring ushers right now. They're hiring for Red Wings and stuff. Um,
Yes.
and I want to be an usher because I want to be able to watch the game. So I don't want to do security or any of those other kind of jobs. So yeah, I'm going to apply in January because I really think even if I didn't move there right away, that I could get 30 hours in a month pretty easy. Just going down there and like even staying in a hotel or an Airbnb and then just work Friday night, Saturday, Sunday kind of thing, a couple times a month, you know, and see if I like it or not, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think I will. I really think I will, but
yeah. I mean, you get 3 hours a game for the whole weekend, so that's 9 hours right there.
well, the usher said they get paid anywhere from 5.5 to 7 hours because they've got to be there
Oh, you're.
early and that kind of thing. So
Oh, you're right. You're right. So they would
yeah,
be so it'll be three
depending
days
how
a
fast
week.
the game goes.
It'd
Yeah,
be almost like 18, 20 hours right there.
yeah,
24 most.
I know, and they pay pretty good. I think it's like 17 or 18. Which that's not horrible.
No, no. So you would move, you would stay here. Well, you would be wherever you are, then just drive to Detroit for the weekend, come
Yeah,
back. Yeah, I could.
starting
That's,
out, I might start out that way because I have a full time job. Um, that I like, and I'm not quite ready to give that up yet, but just as a transition, ease into that retirement kind of
yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Are you looking to retire soon, I take it?
I'll it's hard to say. If I can figure something out, I might semi-retire, because I work full time right now, so maybe do some kind of semi-retirement in the next couple years.
But you
Yeah,
like,
I do. Yeah, it'll
you
be
don't,
hard to give up, but I don't
yeah,
know.
you don't want to give up working, do you?
Not really. Not
Because you have,
really.
because there's not enough things to do per week.
Yeah, right. I like to be busy. And I don't know, people tell me that I'll end up busy, but both my kids are single, so they're still living a single life kind of thing. And yeah, so just not quite there yet.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, what do you think is going to happen with Detroit? Do you think they're going to get the number 2 seed, and then hopefully they make a hot streak going on? Or,
I I see them in the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. I
yeah,
just don't know if they can sustain what they need. We've seen it a couple times this year when they were just hitting on all cylinders, the offensive and defense. So I mean, I've seen them play this year really well. So periods of time, and then they just kind of get off track, and
yeah,
so we'll see. Let's just see. I mean, it's up to them, really.
that's right. Anything you would want to tell people about going to Detroit? Anything that you want to convince people to take a trip to Detroit for relief?
Yeah, not really. it's there's almost always some adversity, so just be prepared for that. You don't ever quite know what's going to be.
Mhm.
There's a lot of construction and things like that, but yeah, just yeah, it's a little bit intimidating, and it's very busy, but just take your time, go slow, and allow plenty of time so that you don't have to hurry. And yeah, go for it.
Before one thing, how long does it take you to walk from Greektown to the stadium?
Oh, it's real. It's right down Brush Street, and I go in at the where the Ford Stadium is, um,
Yes,
and I would say 10 minutes, maybe.
10 minutes. There you go,
Yeah, it's
folks.
not bad. It's not bad. And the place I parked this past time, where I had it was $15, so not hundreds of dollars or anything unaffordable. So
Yeah, cool. Kara, it was a lot of fun having you on the show. I liked,
thanks. It was fun being on the show.
yeah, it was awesome. So, folks, there you go. You could go to the Detroit Tiger game and make an event out of it, and then maybe make a career out of it sometime soon. And then you'll see Carol telling you that is not your seat. That is my seat. I need a place to sit to watch
I'll
the
do
game.
it in a very nice way.
Yeah, yeah. All right, kiddos.
All
Thank
right.
you for popping in the Crazy Dre podcast show. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Patreon. Go to that page, pay, help me do my thing. Apple Podcasts. Peace, love, and I'm out of here.